So thanks for coming in. As always, if you feel like you have any questions or anything, just ask them, and I'll usually be able to answer them later, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube. Also, we're packing 20 something items. It's not the last 24 hours. It's I would say Wednesday night, Thursday, and this morning. So maybe like 48 hours, something like that. But yeah, so we're gonna pack those items right now, and we'll just go ahead and start. This will be a quick, but hopefully you'll be able to watch this later and learn some new brands like always, because that's really why I do these, so you guys can learn new brands and I can answer questions. Also, sorry if you didn't get to see Kway and I last night. I had some technical difficulties. Hopefully it's not echoing anymore. I don't know what that was about. That's never happened, but let's get to it. This is a Polo Ralph Lauren new. I got this a while ago, actually. It's funny this sold because I got this probably a year or two ago. Mass purchase, big bulk buy from Goodwill. They had a whole bunch of these that someone donated, either a store or Polo Ralph Lauren, and I picked a whole bunch of them up, and I just have been selling them slowly. $27.60 is what I sold it for. I bought it for $5. And that's what I did last week. A week ago today, I went to a different thrift store and bought the same type of deal. Tons of Polo Ralph Lauren for dirt cheap. Shoot. Don't you hate when that happens, when you accidentally get the... Let's see if I can still make it work. I think I can. So yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll give a little piece of tape. But yeah, that sold for $27. Again, I'm just now listing all my bulk Polo Ralph Lauren that I picked up last week. Actually, one of these items is a shirt that sold out of that bulk buy. I wouldn't call it a bulk buy. It's just a big hit at the thrift. But yeah, there we go. I don't really buy these anymore. They actually price them up where I live. So they price Under Armour up now to like $10 where I live at a lot of the places. And I stopped buying sweatpants really for the most part. So Under Armour sweatpants, these sold. They're extra large, but look, they sell. So if you can get them where you live, by all means, they're selling. $20.57. So if you were to find this at the bins, this might be a good pickup because it would be like 50 cents. It's very lightweight, but it's a good little pickup. $20.57 again. These were $4.99 when I used to buy them, but now that they're $10, I don't really buy them anymore. And even if they were $5, I don't really know how often I'd buy these. So, afternoon, Gladys. How are you? It's good to actually talk to you in here. What's up? No replay on this one. We're live, girlfriend. James bought that one. So, I'm going to have to really look at all my items here because I've been doing a lot of ground select instead of priority because it's cheaper for people. So, it used to be just first class, right? Anything under a pound, but ground select now is any weight, really. $15.99. I had to price this down. This is a Hook. Looks like Huck. And I probably pronounced it Huck in the past, but it's Hook. But it does have this really cool bass on the back. American red, white, and blue. But these are now selling at Burlington and TJ Maxx and everywhere. So this is one of those brands, unfortunately, that's just getting washed out. So it's bringing less and less and less because there's so many more out on the market. So this brought $15.99. I paid $5 for it. Still, again, everything depends on how much you purchase the item for. For example, I said this last night. If I could get American Eagle jeans, I don't pick those up because they're $8 here. They sell for around 18 to 20, maybe 22 something. If I could get those for $1 a piece, I'd buy every pair, right? Because I'd be making like $17 profit, and I would just be listing the same item and it'd be super easy. So it just all depends on how much you can pick the item up for. At $5, I'm not going to pick the shirt up anymore. Good afternoon from Southern California. What's up? It's Jones. Southern California. Is that the LA or is that the San Diego, Southern California? Check out this goofy hat. Look at that duck bill. What? But I knew it's vintage, made in the USA. There's the tag, if you can see it. I know it's kind of hard to see, but made in the USA. I believe that's like a snow ski brand. I'm not for sure. But yeah, that sold for $38.93. That's an auto posture sale. $38 for this hat. What? Are you kidding me? $38. Yeah, it's been probably like 6 months since I listed this, but I will pick up stuff. Like I'll pick up hats, I'll pick up hard goods. I'll pick that stuff up. I'm not scared of it. $38 for that. And that'll cost me 99 cents. That cost me 99 cents to buy. What? What's up, Mark? Mark, love you. How you doing, Mark? Been a minute. Bobby, what's up? Northeast Ohio. That's right. Northeast Ohio. It's just, the weather's actually not too bad. I was going to say it's just crummy, but it's not too bad. For this time of year, being like 50, it's not bad. So I'm going to send this out in one of these boxes. It's going out under £1. So under £1. Yeah. Under £1. But for some reason, they picked priority under £1. They wanted it now. Pennsylvania. I've driven through Pennsylvania. I've never stopped. Isn't that where Hershey's is? LA, Orange County area. Got you. When I went to visit my roommate in college, I spent like 5 days out there. He showed me the whole city. We went to Santa Barbara. We went up to, he lives by Runyon Canyon, which is Hollywood area. And then we went down to like Manhattan Beach or whatever. It's south of there. Really nice. And like, he showed me Skid Row and all that stuff. It's really, really interesting. What's up, Valerie? Thanks for joining me. We have quite a few people in here on a midday. Play on just showing you what I got, but I love conversation. So here we go. $69.99 on these boots. These boots right here, I remember pondering, like, do I want to get them? Do I not want to get them? They're brown leather, really nice, rag and bone, like unworn rag and bone. People always ask me how I take that off. I leave it. So that's 9R. Those cost me $9 and the color was red. No one has any idea what that means or cares. It's at the bottom of a boot. But these are rag and bone boots. I looked up comps on rag and bone boots and they weren't crazy and the sell-through rate was kind of slow. So I was on the fence with those boots. But I decided to get them, obviously. So we're going to send those off in a shoebox. Central Texas. What's up, Stacy Reisner? Central Texas. Texas is on the list of where I want to go thrifting. I want to go thrifting, not in Austin, because there's a lot of thrifters in Austin. I know that for a fact. But I want to go to like South, like the Houston area. I know there's some good thrift stores down in that area. So at some point, I don't know. When you have a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old, it's hard to do those things. Are you doing another Whatnot show? Yeah, I am going to do another Whatnot show. I actually took a lot of pictures. Funny you say that. I took pictures today to start loading the show. So you'll see the show starting to load. It's going to be for the 17th of December. Again, on a Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's kind of all the same stuff. Lululemon, Judy Blues, Patagonia, North Face. So if you're into that stuff, that's what it has. If you're looking for like Nordstrom brands like Veronica Beard and things like that, I don't have any of that right now. I haven't found any of that lately. But basically any nice women clothing I find that's in good condition, I'll put in these Whatnot shows. So this sold for $69.99, and as you saw, I paid $9 for it. So plus tax. But where I live, our Goodwills give 10% off anything over 20. So basically tax is free. I mean, I just count it as like it's $9. It doesn't have to pay tax on it. Let's see. Central Texas. Are you doing another one? Yep. Thrifting in Texas and deep and cheap is deep and cheap. Ooh, that's what I like to hear. And you know what? Everywhere you go, there's a different type of stuff. So I'm assuming Texas has a lot of the same brands, but there are probably a lot of like Cinch and Double H boots and Western stuff, I would guess. I would assume. And that's, just an assumption, obviously. But yeah, I know going out I'm in Indianapolis, like more inner city. So we have a lot of different mixes of stuff. But if I go outside of the city, I find Ariat, I find Cinch, I find Harley, I find all that sort of stuff. I'm not going to find like the rag and bone boots out in the country usually. So that's what's up. Sold a Robach shirt on Posh for $89. Yeah. Valerie, yes, that is awesome. Robach is such a good brand to be on the lookout for. Robach. I'll type it in here for people on Facebook, but if you're new to that brand, some people don't know it. They're always new eyes. So I might always repeat myself, but they're always new eyes, right? Robach is such a good brand. I only think I've found one Robach polo this whole year, and I thrift a lot. That if that tells you, and we have plenty of golfing here in Indiana. You'll see I'm selling lots of shoes because I posted on Facebook and Instagram, I think, a picture of all the shoes that I've had, and I cleaned them all and I listed most of them. So we're selling. So those I've had for a while. These I just listed. These are Ultras. You can see the tread on the bottom's good. They're really white, really good condition. They sold quick. This isn't a higher end model of Ultras. You'll see the toe box on these are always wide, but they sold for $37.50. I took a best offer on these. Do you wrap shoes and boots in paper or plastic before boxing them? Just depends. Those I did. These I'm not. These I'm going to simply throw in the box. Actually, I might throw them in a poly mailer and then throw them in the box, and they'll bounce around in the box. They're shoes. They're meant to be whatever, handled. Meant to be handled. But I don't know. Maybe I should invest in some packing paper. I have some here from the other boxes that I've gotten in the past, but no, I don't. I never have, and I haven't had negative feedback on it. Just shoes. But if they're a nicer pair like those, I put a little bit more padding in it. Like these right here, I'm just going to put them in my poly mailer. I'm going to throw in this shoe box that's free from the Postal Service office, and you'll hear it just bounces around a little bit in there, but no big deal. No big deal. You'll see there are more shoes and boots. You'll see some really weird boots. You'll see in a second what those are. So those sold, and those are going to Tennessee. I always check, as you guys know, if you're new here, from my phone, make sure I'm sending it to the right person. And also, as you know, I do everything on my phone, and I know that's not new to a lot of people, but again, always new eyes. Great example yesterday. I had a nail in my tire, and I went to go get it taken out, and they said it can't be replaced or can't be plugged. You're going to need to replace the tire. And I knew I was on the edge of replacing all my tires. Of course, they talked me into it. So I got all my tires replaced. 3 hours I was sitting there, and guess what? All my pictures are on my phone. So I spent 3 hours listing from the car, not the car dealership, but the tire place. So that's another reason why I like listing from my phone. And I got that all from my previous full-time job, because whenever I had downtime, I would just list from my phone. So where I was going with that, I don't know. But yeah. Home Depot has cheap brown paper rolls in the paint section. All right, good to know, Bobby. The Bearded Thrifter gave me some places too to get it. Like I have some paper, but yeah, I probably should get some paper and just put it down here. It wouldn't be a bad idea. This is actually the second one. I listed them both about 2 weeks ago. The one sold right away. If you watch my packing videos often, you'll know that. This one sold about a week later, I guess. So they're just Nortic. I call these like Fair Isle Nortic sweaters. They were brand new. Got them both together. J. Crew. This one sold for $69.99, and I paid $5 for it. So new with tags. And yeah, good little sale. These Nortic Fair Isle sweaters that are wool are good, especially in a good brand. In fact, it's upstairs. This morning, I took pictures of an American Eagle brand wool sweater that had moose on it. So sometimes even the stores I don't normally get stuff from, I get stuff from. So let me make sure that's going to Paola. It is. California, coming your way. Coming your way. So you take pictures first before ever making a listing. Good idea. I'm sitting at work wishing I could list. Yeah, so that's exactly what I did when I was at work. So this morning I actually was on live on TikTok because I go live with Ethan. We can't do all this. And I take my pictures upstairs on my floor. And I literally take pictures from my phone. So I'll go to my albums and you'll see this is what I did this morning. I just took pictures. That just shows that I had 3 of those shirts right there. But I just took pictures from my phone. That's all I did. So I can go into wherever, if I have downtime, like at my old job, if I had downtime, I could just go into eBay, list one item in like a couple minutes or whatever. And if I'm a couple minutes later, list another item. By the end of the day, it's like, wham, 10 items listed. And you didn't even have to blink about it. So yeah, that's how I do it. I do everything from my phone, all my listing from my phone. I've gotten a habit of that. It's super quick and efficient for me. I can also if we're going on a road trip or even just chilling on the couch, my wife is watching something I don't want to watch, I'll do that. So LL Bean, this is buffalo plaid, that red, that black. This is like the most common selling color pattern this time of year. This is going in a Tyvek envelope. It sold for $28.88. LL Bean with a little bit of stuff on the inside. What's up, Kate? What's up, Carrie? How's everyone's day? It's FRIYAY. So if you're at work, you're ready to go home, happy FRIYAY. I was talking to my sister and my wife yesterday, and my sister left teaching, but she works at her son's school now. And my wife's a teacher, and I was a teacher. And Fridays it was a different feel for sure. So when you have a job and you have the weekend off, there's definitely a different feel than having my job. Every day is fine for me. But yeah, Fridays are great, right? Happy FRIYAY. So I'm glad I had those weekends. If you don't have the weekends off, no problem either. Happy FRIYAY just for being here. All right. That sold for $28. Again, $5 into that. I love selling those LL Bean thick sweaters. I almost bought one last night off a Whatnot show. I bought a ton of stuff off someone's Whatnot last night, and I plan on reselling all of it. It was good stuff. So another thing, you can go into Whatnots, find some Whatnots that don't have a ton of people in it or whatever. You can get some deals. These are Todd Snyder. And if you remember last week, I sold one pair, and then I showed you this pair that I had, another pair, and this pair sold quick too. So it's got the selvage denim. You can see right there. And these sold for $63. So I took a best offer on these. These sold for $63. I paid $7.99 for them. Todd Snyder. What got me right away is I saw that selvage right there, the TS, and then of course, once I saw the Todd Snyder, it was a go. So what's up, Stacy? Do you think making a list of top labels is worth it? A to Z. Making a list of top brand, like Liz, are you talking about like top brands? A to Z, like best, like a list, like a Bolo list? Is that what you're talking about? A Bolo list, A to Z? That's going out. You guys know I send all my jeans in padded flat rate envelopes. So, and again, new eyes. These are free from the Postal Service office. You just have to make an account online and ship them to your house. It's embarrassing how many boxes and stuff I have in that room. If I could take the camera, I'd show you. It's embarrassing. I have enough packing material for a while, but I know that I've had times in the past where it was the holidays and I couldn't get these, but I had items that sold in these, and you can't get these at the post service or the post office. And I was like, oh gosh. So I just had to change the shipping, but it's good to be prepared. Get plenty of stuff. Yes. All right. My sales have been picking up. I've been doing this for 40 days and I have 121 listed, 22 sales so far. That is awesome, Patrick. Yeah. 40 days, 121 listed, 22 sales. So, sounds like you're selling, like one every other day, I'm guessing, right? That's good. Just starting out. That's killer. That's awesome. Yeah. And keep up with it. Do not give up. I mean, if you like this, it's really good extra money. Like as a side hustle, it's really, to me, like it could be a full-time job. Obviously, it's what I do now, but it's a side hustle. I would have loved to kept teaching if my job stayed the same pre-COVID, but it didn't turn out that way. So it's a good backup plan. So as far as a Bolo list A to Z, I could easily make one, but I would have to charge for that. And I don't want to have to make anybody who watches me pay for anything. Unless they buy something on my Whatnot show and they resell it or want it for themselves. But I could easily do that and sell it, and I'd have a lot of people buy it. K-Way and I have talked about that before, but we're just not in that. Our kind of thing is give information for free, and go from there. So you watch a lot of this stuff, you'll see the information for free. I don't want to be paid by you guys. I want to be paid, if anything, a little bit by like the social media places. But they don't even pay. They don't pay much either. So I'd rather just help out. So polo, Ralph Lauren. This is a cowl neck with a string on it. And it has these little leather, they're probably polyester, but I just call them elbow patches. So when I list it, cowl neck, elbow patch, cowl neck, elbow patch. And also with the bolo list, if I were to ever do something like that, you'd have to update it like quarterly or semi-annually because some brands fall off. And then also there's such a caveat to every brand. You'd have to list a brand and then you'd have to do like paragraphs underneath, which is fine. I'm just saying. But this is going out priority. It's a little heavier than ground. Have a Kuji sweater listed for 10 days now with 6 watchers. Should I send offers? What % off? Carrot, I want to see. Did you send me that? Did you send me a picture of that Kuji? Was that the one that was the it had like the special blend of fabric? I would say be patient on that. You're waiting for the right buyer. Actually, I'll mention something about auctions versus listing too in a minute. I was in the show last night, Whatnot Trends with Mike and Jen. Got some True Religion jeans and Gymshark to resell. Yeah, Patrick, I'm telling you, like, I didn't think it either, but like, no, you can get on Whatnot and get stuff to resell or for personal. Like, I bought a couple things for personal myself. A Lululemon hat was one of them. I love reselling, definitely helping me keep up with some money in my pocket. Exactly. That's what it did for me. Reselling paid for vacations. Again, I'll say paid for a hospital bill, like when we had babies, all that sort of stuff. And then it paid for toys before all the babies. Then it paid for daycare, so that wasn't fun. Anyways, Polo Ralph Lauren. This is a performance. So this is going to go for a little bit more, and almost everything upstairs that I got at that bulk buy were performance, which is great. They sell for a little bit more money. This is used and it sold for $24.29. So used for $24.29. Don't have to make it super pretty, just like that. Thought so. Thanks. Yeah. So just watch the channel and I'll give you like, here you go. Polo Ralph Lauren Performance sells better than regular Polo Ralph Lauren button-up shirts. The performance means it has like a polyester or nylon blend. It's just a little stretchy. You know, everyone wants that wicking material these days. All the guys do. They want that wicking, that's stretchy. And I can tell you, like going from cotton to this is nice. Replying to Liz. Okay. Chemo. What's up, Chemo? What's up, Chemo? Okay, I want to talk a little bit about that Kuji as I pack this. This was a 3XB Polo Ralph Lauren cable knit sweater, and it's cotton. So 3XB cable knit. And those cable knits always get little fuzzies on them. But yeah, it's sold. I took a best offer for $40. I paid $5. So the thing with auctions, a lot of you guys know I'll post videos or whatever about auctions. I actually have one going right now. The question to yourself is, so say this is a Kuji and it sells for, and people are asking $200 and you might get $200 for this. It might take a year, it might take 6 months, it might take a month or two. You don't know. So you can sit on it and wait for the bigger money, or you can put it at auction or price it cheap and get fast money, less fast money. So a lot of times if I find a Kuji or Jinkos, I'd rather do an auction and let people fight over it and get that $100, $125 than sit on it at like $175 for items like that. So it's either, do you want, quick money, or are you patient enough to have that money sit? So it's completely up to you. Neither one's wrong, and I've done both. I currently do both. I thought it would change often. Yeah, it would change too often. Yeah. I could never do women's. That's why I do women's clothing and Whatnot, because I can't keep up with the trends. and I can't. I could never do. I couldn't do a. I would pay for. I would pay for a Bolo women's list quarterly, honestly, with like pictures of each item. But yeah, it changes. Men's stuff doesn't change as much. Like I've been selling these LL Bean flannels since the beginning. So these LL Bean flannels have sold at the beginning. This is a 2XL, and these always sell for me. $19.99. Again, this is the Surf's Up method too. Like not just the Polo Ralph Lauren. I have so many of these. I can take pictures and list them. They're all plaid. All I have to do is change the pictures and change the size and list it. They all ship the same. They're all plaid. I don't have to go anything other than change the size and change the pictures. Just bought a Ralph Lauren 100% silk women's blazer. Good or not? I doubt you lose money on that. Stacy, is it, or Cindy, is it Purple Label? I wonder if it's Purple Label. No, the only one I found that was 100% silk was Purple Label. But I don't know. You just have to look up comps on that one. But if you pay cheap enough, I don't think you'll lose money. Women's suits don't sell as well for me as men's, but they still sell. I sold a Purple Label suit for, I think, for like $100. That was women's. It was silk. It was black. It was actually a skirt suit. I don't know what you call it, but I don't think they sell as well as even with pants and a blazer. So, I'm Team Fast Money. I'm Team Fast Money too. So that's why I do these Polo Ralph Laurens the way I do, the LL Beans the way I do. I list them a little bit cheaper. I was talking last night in a live about I said milk, and people were like, milk at a gas station. But you could do milk at a gas station. You could do the gas price, right? We drive by, there's two gas stations. One is $3, one is $2.95. You're going to go to that $2.95 every time, right? Every single time. Not many people go to that unless there's some special thing they have, whatever. But you're going to go to the $2.95. That $2.95, they're making a little bit less money than the $3, but they're getting so much more traffic and so many more sales. Their volume is huge. They're probably making more than the $3. So the $3 is going to come down to compete with them. So I'm all about the quick money, listed a little bit cheaper than everyone else, quick money. And same thing with the auction thing, but you can't auction everything. It's got to be something special. Like right now, you'll see a video about it, but I'm selling these Johnny Blaze Y2K denim jeans. They have these pockets right here for all your tots and your snacks, but these are super vintage. I didn't find one any like it, so I'm like, it's unique. There's a following for it. Y2K skater, and there are bids on it. It's up to $50, I think. Let's see. Pacers Jalen Rose jersey back there. Yes, you know it, Daniel. I'm a Pacers fan. So I'm an Indy, big Pacers fan, and I'm 37, so the 90s were it for me. 90s was where it was at. Okay, next items that sold were these Doc Marten boots. Now, you're going to not be happy with the price of these, but I bought these at the bins, so they probably cost me $3 on the weight. The thing about these are they're canvas, so they're not leather. So if you look close, they're canvas and not leather, so they don't sell as well. But they are Doc Marten, and I based my price off of comps. So it's not like I just pulled it out of the air. And I will put these in one of these bags and then put it in a box, a Target box. I'm going to reuse this box. Let's see. So you're telling me to make women's BOLA list? Reisner? You could. I mean, you could. But I don't know. I don't know. That would have to change weekly. You have to change that weekly. It's like style. With guys, it's more about brand probably. With women, it's more about style. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I better stop talking about that. I think it's green label on it on the silk suit. Wrapped in plastic from the dry cleaner. Yeah, that's good. That's good then. I mean, if you paid cheap for it, I think that's good. You did fine on that. They were for Pogs. Oh, Nicole, what did I miss? Nicole, what were for Pogs? What did I say? Pogs are. I remember Pogs. Slammers were for Pogs. Might have said something that I forget already. All right, so these shoes are going to go out in this box right here. And what I'm going to do, obviously, is cover up the label with my address on it. But I'm going to also make sure they're going to the right buyer. So they are. There we go. Ready to go. I found this Ralph Lauren sweater with pads on elbows and right shoulder. Shooting sweater. Gotcha. Pew pew sweater. Pew pew sweater. So I found this Ralph Lauren sweater with pads on elbows and right shoulder. Yes. If it's men's, those are sought after. So you'll see like the patch right here. It's usually like a leather or looks to be leather. And then on the elbow patches. So you can just look up elbow patches and then hunter style shirts. I don't know if you're allowed to put the pew pew word in there, but yeah, that's good. Paid $30. I don't know how much they go for, but they do sell well. Is it new with tags or not? I don't know how much to go for. The only way I'd pay $30 if it sells for like $60 or more dollars. Those 90 jeans, big deep pockets. I know. So you can put your tots and your snacks and your pogs. Is that what you're talking about? Put your pogs in there. Is that what you're talking about? Put your pogs in there. All right. Duluth trading $39.79. Duluth, I've talked about it before. It doesn't sell as well as it used to. But what I mean used to is like a few years ago. So it's probably still the same for everyone that's new. But Duluth trading, this is one of the metal button. You see right there, the metal button shackets, I guess. Yeah, it has the pocket at the bottom. Shacket. So Duluth trading, shacket. Probably bought this for $5.99 or $4.99. And this is going to go out in one of my bigger poly mailers. Let's see. Or I could put it in a box. I'll put it in poly mailer though. The tater top pockets were for pogs. Yeah, I know. Look. These are all sorts. You could put your slammer. If you're not from the 90s, you don't know what I'm talking about. But look, you could put all your pogs in the big pocket and then your slammer in the zip pocket. And you pull that boy out when it's time to battle. All right. We're going to put that in oh, shoot. That's a baby one. We need to put it in a big poly mailer. Let's see. Okay, thanks. Is with tags. Ooh, that's good then. If it's with tags, I don't know. It'd be decent money right there. Commando sweater. Reisner needs to be in every single chat. Commando sweater is what you would call that. Commando sweater. Same thing with the shirt, Reisner. So if you find the button-up shirts with the patch like that, with the patches, commando, with the pew pew. If it has the things up top, a lot of times I'll put Safari in the item title. But this Duluth sold for $39.79. Of course, make sure it's going to the right buyer. It is. So it's actually going to Michigan. How about that? Where Jason lives. All right. So here you go. This is the first shirt I've sold so far of that bulk buy of Polo Ralph Lauren. So you'll probably be hearing me talk about this often. But what I'm listing these at are $29.99. I actually paid $7.99 a piece. In my video, I said $9.99. They're actually $7.99 a piece. Plus, I had 20% off of the whole order. That's why I went in there in the first place. So the first one sold $29.99 with the 20% off taxes. Let's just say I had $7 into this. So I have a ton of them. So what's up, Kayla? Kayla and I were hanging out live this morning doing our work. Working hard. Let's see. Commandos are only the sweaters. Trying to protect that keyword. Gotcha. Love having you in here, Reisner. All right. Next one is going to be, let's see. We are shipping out a Jordan. I don't pick up a lot of Jordan because they price it up here. It's Nike, so they price it up. But I got this one. I did pay up for this. I paid $10. It's a 4XL. So it's a 4XL. It's really, really big, obviously. It's just a sweatshirt. But obviously the good thing with Nike and Jordan is you can find out exactly the model number. So I could go in the store. I could look up the model number by looking at the code. I know you can't see it on there, but there's a code. I could look up the model number, see the comps, and say, I want that for $10. I sold it for $49.99. So it's worth paying up for some things, right? That one was worth it. $49.99. That one's going out ground. Let's see. MSRP 185, which means nothing. No, it does. Sometimes I say like it means nothing, but I mean, obviously it's worth good money. I mean, to me, if it's new with tags, that sweater, I feel like you should get 60 or more, like we talked about, for sure. So, yeah, MSRP, you guys know, I mean, we're in the business of reselling. And guess what? All the brands we buy are in the business of selling. So, you know, they're going to put, especially like Joseph A. Banks and all these places, MSRP $1,000. But we're having a sale every single week. Buy 3 for $1,000, and that gets you in the door. Sale. So, and people, they can put whatever MSRP they want on an item. There's no like FDA regulations of you can't put MSRP at a certain amount. So they can put whatever they want. Then mark it down however much they want. That's why it's just for years, just being in the marketing, just a ploy. Rag and Bone again. So we sold those boots. Here's a men's button-up shirt. I actually don't buy these that often, but this one had metal buttons, so it was a little bit nicer. But Rag and Bone's a very high-end brand still. They sell it at Nordstrom's. Sells for a lot of money. New. But sold for $25.99 on this guy. So bought it for $5. How do you determine pricing in a bulk buy? I have an opportunity to purchase a bulk buy on Department 56 Snow Villages. You need to talk to K-Way about that. North Pole and Halloween items. I would say that's tough because all of those snow villages, all the little houses sell for different money, right? And they have the original boxes. So what I usually do, it's a good question. If it's a fast seller, I'll offer up to like 40% of how much they sell for, what they actually sell for. If it's a fast seller, if it's a slow seller, I usually offer like 25% or 30%. And that's all I can do. And I always give like the best offer when I do bulk buys from people. And I tell them that, like, listen, I'm going to give you the most I can give you. And if they're like, I can't, I'll be like, I can't either. Like, this is because I'm selling it for this much, the fees, and I'll be sitting on, and you can find someone else. No offense. But so I would talk to K-Way if you had that Department 56 stuff, because I think he bought a whole bulk buy of that stuff. You'd be better off helping you know how much to sell that for. I used to find that stuff all the time at my dad's estate sales, but I never really sold it. S stands for suggested. Did I miss an S? Stands for suggested. Oh, MSRP. There you go. MSRP. S stands for suggested retail price. Exactly like this Levi's pleather jacket, MSRP. No, I'm just kidding. This I actually won in a giveaway on Whatnot. So I had no money into this jacket. It sold for $25.99. This isn't a jacket I would pick up at Goodwill because I've seen these at different places before, like Ross. But it sold for $25.99. So this is just a one offer. I got it free, a giveaway on a Whatnot show. So this one is going to go out. Actually, let's see. This one is going to go out. KKK. Put the wrong one on that. Yeah. Okay. Actually, that one's coming up later because they didn't finish paying till later. All right. Next item. You know how people pay later. Pay now, pay later. Next item is a LL Bean. This is with new tags. It was lake washed. So I just typed in lake washed LL Bean, paid $5 for it, and it sold for $24.88. $24.88. It's going to James. S stands for that. Yes. James. So $5 into whatever. So that LL Bean was actually not a flannel. It was just a regular LL Bean, just a different, like, it's really like a soft wash on it. And I don't know if I'd have picked that up if it wasn't new with tags. I probably wouldn't have picked that up if it wasn't new with tags because I don't sell those very often. It would have taken me too long to list it. Next item, Vineyard Vines. I really don't like picking up Vineyard Vines that much, but this like teddy bear fuzzy was good. It didn't have any stains on it. It wasn't matted out. It's good quality. So I'm like, I'll get it. So I sold it for $25, $24.99. It was worth it. I don't get a ton of Vineyard Vines unless it's like the performance, like on the go, the polyester shorts, pants, or polo shirts, or vest, or golf stuff, anything like that. And this should be going out ground, yeah, because this is lightweight. So this is going to go out ground. I'm a bigger poly mailer on this one too. And we will ship this one out. So I don't know about you guys, but Vineyard Vines still sells, obviously. And I also pick up, actually I do pick up their Tucker shirts. So if I can get their Tucker shirts for $5, the ones that are like this, so that they have this print on them, any of them that have like that sort of print, I will buy that for $5. I flip those into like 20. So I guess I do pick up more Vineyard Vines than what I thought. Christopher, one up to you. Next one is Untuck It. I actually paid up for more Untuck It this week. I didn't want to. I was so on the fence. And Vineyard Vines at the same place. I paid $10 a piece. The Untuck It's were 2XL. The Vineyard Vines were 2XL. And they were all like the polyester material performance, even the Untuck It's. So I paid $10 a piece. I'm thinking I can get like $22 minimum out of the Untuck It's. This one sold for $20.89, and this is just a size large cotton. So I don't know. I paid up. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I won't lose money, and those will be easy listings because I have similar. So I'll just put sell similar, and it'll take me a minute to list those things, and they'll be fine. But I'm actually going to save them probably until the spring because they're more of like a hotter weather type of shirt you'd want to wear. A couple of them are polos. The other ones are that hotter weather. Like this is more of a flannel. More of a flannel there. All right. Mizzen and Maine. Speaking of hotter weather, this is kind of that feel. But Mizzen and Maine, trim fit. Just listed this one. Just blue on $24.44. These used to sell around $40 3 years ago. These used to be $40 shirts. They have dropped in price. They're still good shirts, really well made. A lot of people love them, but they just don't bring what they used to. So $24.44 is what I sold that one for. Again, I base it off of comp. So if they're selling for like $27, I might price it just a little bit less. Get it out the door. Or it might have been right on. Oh, William. That one I didn't even have a chance to put away yet. All right. Again, this time of year, I love selling LL Bean flannel lined anything. So LL Bean flannel lined jeans. I listed these yesterday or the day before. Yesterday or the day before. LL Bean. The double L, I just think that's LL Bean for the LL. So I don't think it's not signature. And these sold for actually $21.99. Why did I sell them for that? Oh, I sold them for $21.99 because of that. So that I'm like, what? Because usually I sell these for around $30. So that's why I sold it for $21.99. There you go. Like, what on earth? So that is the reason. Oh, please don't tell me. Okay, good. They're going in a Tyvek. If they were going in a padded flat rate, that would not be fun. That would not be fun. Yeah, going to Catherine. I have, so you'll be able to tell in a second. Yesterday, I think I listed a ton of shoes when I was waiting for my tires. So I have a ton of shoes that I'm going to be, not a ton, but like 3 pairs of shoes that I'm going to be packing. One of them being boots. One of them being Bolo. Like not necessarily, well, the brand too, but keep your eye out for these types of things. So there you go. And I'm glad this is all going out on a Friday. The post office is going to be slammed, but then Sunday I'll be able to pack and go first thing Monday morning. Sold these. Look at these Nike Shocks. Look how clean these are. These are from like 2005. So 2005, my first year of college. Really clean Shocks, Nike Shocks. There are Nike Shocks that sell for a ton of money. These are not them. These are not the ones that sell for a ton of money, but and they were also big. They were a size 14. So I had to list them accordingly. They sold for $33.99. I've gotten close to $100 for Shocks before that are like from like 2004-ish time, because they were cool when I was in high school. And if you can find them where they're not just all messed up in the back, you'll do well. I'm going to put these in a bag like this and then put them in that box. Do I ship to Canada? Yeah. So I'm a part of the international program on eBay. So I just basically click the button and I'll ship wherever that program ships to. So if it's to Canada, I don't know any of it. I don't know about it. All I know is the label prints out. I put the label on the box, and if I happen to look at the label, I'll see that it's going to Illinois, international shipping place for eBay, and then it will go from there. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it all ships to Canada. Canada, any of those countries. But the olden days, you used to have to go to the post office and do all the handwritten when you're shipping overseas. And people would always want you to write like, it's $1 or $2 or whatever, so they don't have to pay import fees. So that sold to James, and James actually paid $25 to have these shipped to him. So he paid a total of like $60 for those. But they're in perfect, they look like they're new. They don't look like they're 2005. Man, that's almost 20 years ago. Whew! Time flies. All right. This is a Polo Ralph Lauren Whitfield. It is viscose and wool. So it's got a viscose and wool blend. You can see that it's got a check. It's got two pockets in the front, two chest pockets. Boop, boop. And it sold for a good amount. Oh, I guess not. $20.57. $20.57. And this has actually sat for a while. This has been on my Ralph Lauren. I have two Ralph Lauren bins that have random Ralph Lauren stuff in it, like this and sweaters. And this one I've touched like a ton of times and it hasn't sold, obviously. But I'm glad to get rid of it. Glad to get rid of it. I was telling KY and I were talking last night on live about, would you rather sell an item right away that you make like $25 off of, or something you make $5 off of that you listed like 2 years ago? I would totally rather get that item out the door that I listed 2 years ago. So we are going to throw away all this. We still have more. A lot more. A lot more. Not a lot more. 3 more after this. 3 more is not a lot. Theo. All right. Next item that sold. Here they are. So most people pass on these, but these are moto boots. Motocross boots. These are Alpine Star. These sell for really good money. So motocross boots sell for good money, and usually thrift stores. I mean, who's buying these, right? Not many people. So thrift stores will price these usually pretty cheap. Let's see what I paid for them. Looks like $11. $11. So $11.99. And they sold for $99. So I took a best offer at $99. I think I had them listed for like $150 for a few days. And someone offered me at $99 today, and I'm like, I'm taking it. So I could have waited, right? I could have waited and got more money, but that's an easy $100. I'm taking it. I'm not passing that up. So what I'm going to do is probably put each one of these into a bag and then put a little bit of paper around it and reuse this box. So I'm going to reuse this box right here, put a little paper around it. Ask questions if you have any now, because this might take me a second. And these are actually small. So they're either women's, big kids, or just men's smaller foot. So they're not real big. I think they're, what size are they? 39 euro, which I think is like an 8 men's, maybe something like that. But they go by euro, go by size euro, and that one's not clicked in. I'm gonna click that in. So yeah, snowboard boots are also things to look out for. Brands like Burton, snowboard boots are great. They sell really, really well this time of year. And again, a lot of thrift stores don't price them up. So going like that, I'm going to put a little bit of, let's see, I have a whole bunch of packing stuff here. So I'm just going to put a couple of these little mailers and then not this. Look how fancy I am. So I just don't want these to move around a whole lot because they're heavy. I don't want them to like break anything. All right, so box is packed. Reuse it. And they're not breakable, that's for sure. So what I'll do with this, I feel like these prime boxes, this tape does not hold real well. I feel like it's for one-time use. So I will tape this up on the bottom too. You guys know, if you have Amazon, what I'm talking about. They're super easy to open. So there we go. And now I'm going to cover my home label with the label that I printed out. So, and these are going to Oregon. So they're going far. Wonder how much they paid for shipping on these. That's probably why they wanted it to get it a little bit cheaper. $22.60. $22.60 to Oregon. Oregon, I think, is the most expensive place I ship to in the lower 48. So nice motocross boots. They are specialty items. Yeah, they sure. For sure, especially those Alpine Stars. One of my best friends rode four-wheelers, raced four-wheelers. So I know a little bit about the brands. Thor, Alpine Star. Another pair of shoes. Like I said, I've been selling shoes because I just cleaned a whole bunch and listed a whole bunch. So these I paid $9. $9, and it was a yellow week. So 9Y means yellow. Again, I don't take that off the bottom. I just leave it on there. They're nice and clean. These sold for $65. I took a best offer. So 9 into 65 for shoes. For the record, I like selling shoes. I like them. I just don't find them as often. I wish I would. Wish I could, but I don't. Again, I'm going to put these in a bag and then just put them in a box. Not going to do anything special with these guys. So, and then from there, we have one more item. I appreciate you guys being in here. I'll probably do another live pack. What I really should do, I have a whole trunk load of clothing. I should do a haul live. Should I do a haul live? Like a big haul live of all the stuff I got? I might do that. Maybe tomorrow or something. So I have quite a bit of stuff in my car, probably 100 items. I could do a haul live. And then Sunday night, I'll probably ship stuff out. So actually, those aren't moving too bad. So those are not moving too bad. And Project Rock, that's a bolo in anything. Bolo in anything. Project Rock. Those are going to Miami Gardens in Florida. How about that? It looked like it was going to Illinois. All right. This just sold a little bit ago, right before I came down. Just a North Face down puffer jacket. Got your North Face here. It's harder to see because it's dark, but North Face down puffer jacket sold for $99.99. So my asking price. I'm glad this stuff sells right now because you're going to end up sitting on this during the summer for the most part, more than likely. So this sold, and it's going out flat. It's going out in a Tyvek. So I will do something special with this, a little different. If you haven't seen me do down. Got a ship salute. See you, Liz. Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Have a really good weekend too. Nice sales. Thanks, Gladys. Have a good weekend. Thanks for joining. Hope you learned something new every time. I learned something new. What did I learn? What did I learn new about one of these brands? I forget. Well, Alpine Star is definitely something probably you learn new. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I learned that I'm not picking up hook anymore. That's something I learned after that sale. Not picking up hook anymore. really, for the most part, unless I get it dirt cheap. So there's that jacket. What I do is take all the air out and then just put a piece of tape across where I rolled it up like this. And then I'll throw it into the envelope. And that's that. Now, I did have another sale or something. I have some sort of something going on eBay. So we'll look and see what happened. 9 something or other. And that shipped to pretty cheap, actually. It shipped to Heather. It's going to Heather. All right, so let's see. Hopefully it was a sale, right? Hopefully it was a sale. Let's see. It was a return delivered. So this one was a Polo Ralph Lauren bigger shirt. I don't want to put their address, but it was that big Polo Ralph Lauren shirt at the top. They just said it did not fit them right. And I said, no problem, return it. So that's why I have buyer pay shipping. So if something doesn't fit right, they pay shipping. If it's my fault, I pay shipping. But that's all that I have for you folks. I appreciate you coming in and joining. As always, if you have any questions, leave them below. And have a really good weekend. Happy Friday. And of course, I'll see you in the next one. I might do, again, a live haul this weekend. So I might post that in a story if I end up doing it on like what time I'll do it at. So appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bulk buy will ship for big money. Bulk buy. Liz, now you got me stopped. Oh, you hold on. I thought you said you're going out to ship. Bulk buy will ship for big money. What are you talking about? Tell me what you're talking about. I gotta find this other one. Tell me what you're talking about. What you talking about? Bulk buy will ship for big money. Or just say it and I'll reply to you later. Because I did my outro. I already did my outro. So, all right, guys. I appreciate you guys coming in. And I'll